Hi, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D, about to react to this video about Chronicle Speaks. This is a video about Shanquella Robinson. So a legal analyst is discussing the next steps about arrests, extradition, and more. So yeah, we're going to see exactly what's going on. Let's watch.
The case of Shanquella Robinson is a case that is very high profile, reaching worldwide recognition as everyone awaits the outcome of charges being placed on each and every one involved. Now, we've received information that two people have been cooperating with the authorities, but have not been able to verify that information as of yet and do not know the names of the two parties involved. Now, Shanquella passed away at the tender age of 25. She died at the hands of associates that she trusted, and we know that she trusted these individuals because, of course, she traveled with these people. She trusted to stay in a ritzy villa with these people that she was rumored to have paid for. She laid down and fell asleep again, trusting these people, not knowing that this would be her last night alive. Now, from the very beginning, this case has taken on a turn of events. We at first were led to believe that Shanquella had passed away of alcohol poisoning. Turned out to not be the case. This is a femicide resulting in atlas luxation and severe trauma to Shanquella's spinal cord due to an aggravated assault caused by one of the 6 associates traveling along with Shanquella. Now, we know this to be true because there is a gruesome video shown on social media of her being attacked and her associates filming, as well as her autopsy report. Now, there is proof of a crime, video proof at that. Someone needs to be charged, and best believe when that person is charged and arrested, more arrests will soon follow. Now, according to the Charlotte Observer, legal and political issues surrounding this case leave a lot up in the air. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the process is typically a very long one, particularly the phase of surrender or extradition if granted. Now, I spoke to attorney Dmitry Shoknovich, who is a professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. He's been featured on ABC News, NBC, Fox, and most recently CBS News with CBS Mornings. I wanted to know more information about this particular case from a criminal justice standpoint.
Well, the idea is extradition, right? Whenever you have two countries, right, there is possibly a treaty between the two countries that allows for one to extradite any accused criminals, defendants, suspects to another, right? That's really what's happening here. Mexico has found sufficient cause.
Sorry, y'all. I live really close to a fire station, so that's why you guys always hear sirens in my videos. Just a side note. I know it's kind of annoying sometimes.
People involved here may be standing trial, right? And so the FBI, the federal authorities here in the States, must now decide whether or not to extradite those folks, and that's pretty much where the process will go now.
Now, does the person get an opportunity to say that they do not want to get extradited back to Mexico and they want to stand trial here?
I don't think so.
Technically, yes. Oh. Right, but let me explain. Now, if there's a treaty, right, the whole point of the treaty is for one country to comply with the rules of the other, right? If you have a treaty and one country says, well, we think there's enough to prosecute these folks, and the other says, we think there isn't, there's no point in the treaty, right? Okay. So there is a huge presumption towards complying with extradition requests, right? Again, if there's a treaty, then extradition is more often than not going to take place. Now, once the extradition request comes through to our government, right, they will detain, effectively, the person that is sought to be extradited, right? There will be a bail hearing, right? Bail will typically be denied, right? Because if somebody is sought to be extradited, then by definition, they are a flight risk, right? And then over time, a hearing will take place to determine whether or not extradition can take place. And again, if there's a treaty, more often than not, extradition will be complied with.
Now, if that person is detained, are we able to see, the detainment, arrest warrant, mugshot pictures, anything? Because there has been information given that that person has already been detained, but we have not been able to locate that person. So is there any possibility that, we couldn't locate that person?
So internal records are not publicly accessible, right? But eventually, right, extradition will make it to the federal courts. Eventually, it will be public record. It may not be yet. These things tend to take some time.
Now, about the other people that are involved, of course, it was recorded. would that person that did the recording, would they also be arrested or possibly arrested? The other people involved?
Sure. Again, it depends on what the rules are in Mexico, right?
Okay.
If Mexico deems it fit to have those folks stand trial, the process will be similar for everybody involved, although the severity of the conduct obviously isn't uniform across the board, right?
Yeah.
There will be a federal proceeding brought to see if they should be extradited to Mexico, and they will be charged in Mexico.
Okay. Okay. What is your information as far as what's going to happen once they reach Mexico? Do you have any information on that?
Well, they will be prosecuted in accordance with the Mexican laws. Now, here's an interesting part. If the FBI gets involved, which is typically how this goes, right? The FBI is the agency that will kind of effectuate the extradition, right? The FBI will typically interview these people, right? Now, depending on what they say, right, they could be charged in America for lying to federal officials, right? U.S. Code 1001. So that's possible. But otherwise, all the criminal charges, the substantive criminal cases, will be taking place in Mexico.
Okay. If they made any calls regarding what happened in Mexico, if they made those calls here in the United States, text messages, if they possibly planned this in the United States, how does the United States handle that part of what happened here?
The United States could charge them with a plethora of charges, right? Conspiracy, obstruction, right? Again, lying to federal officials. Whatever happens within the jurisdiction of the states could be charged here, and it'll be kind of a fight to see whether or not Mexico goes first or the U.S. goes first, although they are here. So there's been very little information so far, right? There's a reason for that, right? The authorities, particularly with the federal investigation, like to keep things close-knit. This is a case that has grabbed the headlines. It's a high-profile case for good reason, right? And so the idea is to make sure that the investigation is closed off, right? So that there isn't some possibility of tampering or escape or things of that nature.
Okay. And how does the FBI typically work with another agency, the Mexican agency, in regards to cases like this? Do they work hand in hand? How does that happen?
Yes. Again, that's the point of the treaty, right? And it's so funny because the U.S. has extradition treaties with countries all over the world that are human rights violators, social justice violators, right? Violators of enormously kind of universally held objective standards of human treatment, right? And still, those treaties are complied with, right? So what will happen is, effectively, this case will go through the federal courts. If extradition is ordered by a federal judge, it'll go to the State Department, and the State Department will kind of stamp off, and that's when the person will be extradited.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for giving us the information. I'm looking forward to talking to you again, I guess, once the extradition process does take place, just to find out from a legal standpoint where we are next in the process.
Feel free. Always happy to come back.
Can you tell the people how they can reach out to you?
Sure.
I already got a lawyer.
Facebook. No.
Appreciate you,
and we'll
brother.
also have the link to your YouTube. Thank
you so much.
We here at Chronicle Speaks will continue to follow the case of Shanquella Robinson and the Cabo Six until justice is served.
Okay, his legal insight was helpful, but yeah, we just gotta wait and see what happens from here. These things do take time, though. I know that personally. I am currently suing someone right now, and it has been a very drawn out, ongoing, long ass process. And I'm like, can we just sue this nigga and get it going? But it's like, oh, we gotta go through these steps. We gotta wait for this. Then we gotta send this over. It's just a lot. It's a lot that takes place. So I know that this is gonna be an ongoing thing before we see them actually get time for what they did. So that kind of sucks. But as long as they go to jail and they're waiting in jail for this all to unfold, I'll be happy with that. At least they got this one chick. I don't know about the others, though. They might be free for the time being until they move forward with this. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!